Hello, thank you for joining me again. I'm Bev from Inkwell, and today's video I thought we would explore wreaths. Now I know I've made a wreath video before, but my summertime wreath is looking a bit tired now, so I want a bit of an autumny winter themed wreath. So I am going to make my wreath with one of these wreath rings. It's like a rattan vine or willow stick wreath. You are also going to need some foliage. So I went picked some pine the other day, and I've got some conifer here as well. I've also got some rosemary. You're going to need some wire. And I thought I would show you how to make some flowers with pine cones as well to go onto this wreath. So, this is what your pine cones will look like when they're done. I managed to get some quite large pine cones, which are really good for making these flowers with. Don't worry if you can't find large ones though, because I have made some small ones as well that look rather cute. So that's just with a little pine cone. To paint these flowers, you're going to need some acrylic paint, something that won't be affected by the weather outside. So I've got some acrylics here, and that is everything. So without further ado, let's get going. The foliage that you have collected could do really with being left in a bowl of water overnight. This will ensure then that the foliage lasts longer. The foliage will soak up the water then, and it won't get as dry as fast. So make sure you do that. It does really work. I used it last year on my Christmas wreath, that technique, and my wreath did last a lot longer than my friend who hadn't done that. Okay, so I've got my pine cone. I'm going to make my flowers first. And you'll need some secateurs or some scissors, whichever works best for you. And you just want to cut a section of the pine cone off. And then you essentially want to create sort of a centre bit where the pollen would be if it were a flower. So I'm just going to cut those bits off there. And you are left with a floral shape. Now, because I wanted mine to be sort of a bit wintry, autumny, Christmassy, I've painted gold in the centre of mine, and then I've used quite muted tones for my flowers. I mixed up some of my own colours. So you need to go ahead and paint your pine cone. Try and get in the sides if you can. So once you've got your flowers done, I took my rosemary. I just collected this from the garden. Any herb will do though. And I just flicked some white paint on there. Depending on how you want to arrange your wreath, I bunched together some foliage of the same, and then I used some garden wire to tie it at the end. So I have 2 bunches here of the conifer. I've also got 2 bunches here of the pine and a fair few bits of the rosemary. And you want to get your wreath and then arrange them how best you see fit with it. So I'm going to create a wreath that's not symmetrical. and I'm just going to have my foliage around the one side. So it's just a matter of layering them up. If you did want the foliage to go all the way around, you could alternate then. Have pine, conifer, like so. And then you'd create a ring then with your foliage. And then because I've got wire on here already, I'm just able to just push the rosemary in then into the other wire just to secure it. Once you've got your foliage on your wreath and you've arranged it however you want it to be, then you'll be looking at putting the flowers on. So because I've sort of directed my foliage from a central point here, what I want to do essentially with the flowers is to try and cover that up so that you can't see the bundle wraps with the wire and everything. So this is my finished wreath. The way to tie these onto the door then is if you have a wooden door, you can get the hooks that fit over the top of the door. If you have a composite door or a UPVC door, then what you'll need to do is tie some string from the top to the bottom or through the letterbox from the point of hanging for your wreath, wherever that is. These do look nice with ribbons on, and I think when it gets to Christmas time, I'll probably put a bit of glitter on it, and I was hoping to get some bells to sort of hang down from here. That is if the foliage looks okay. If not, I might deconstruct it and make another. As always, thank you for joining me. Hopefully we'll see you all again soon. In the meantime, take care of yourselves and happy wreath making.